All right, time to move on to part 4. So since there are 3 big groups, we have our woodwinds, our high brass, and our low brass. We're going to break that off into 3 separate videos. So this first video is for you woodwinds. So we do have count sheets that will be distributed to you, so this will really help you understand when you're supposed to move, when you're supposed to hold, but for now we're going to talk through it in this video. So the first move is for 24 counts. That is where we're in the closed moth wing set at the end of part 3. This is that ripple that's staggered. And remember, you're going into 3 arcs around the lantern on side 2. And once you get over there, remember it's kind of like a staggered halt, so you don't have to stop right on 24. Just once you get there, stop in place and make sure your upper body and your feet are all angled in towards the lantern. Then you will hold for the first 4 counts of the next move. It's a total of 8, so you'll hold for the first 4, and then you'll turn front field for 4 counts. So you'll turn back, and your upper body and feet should be angled in more towards like the 35. So if we had, Hallie's actually on the other side of the field, so if she was on side 2, she'd be on the 35-yard line, so you want to be angled in there. So imagine that someone's kind of standing there, that's where you should be angled in, because the 50 would be way too much of an angle and we'd look a little silly. Next, we start our visual. So you move 24, hold 4, turn 4. Next, we do a visual for 16 counts, and then we have a horns up for 4 counts for a total of 20 counts. So for the first 16 counts, you're in 3 separate arcs. So arcs 1 and 3 are going to lunge to your left first, and the second arc or middle arc is going to lunge to the right first. So you're going to step out with your left foot if you're lunging to the right, or if you're lunging to the, or you're going to step out with your left foot if you're lunging to the left. If you're lunging to your right, you'll step out with your right foot. So depending on which way you're stepping, you'll step out on count 1, and then you will lean for 2, 3, 4, and then you'll lock in on count 4. So again, that's step, 2, 3, 4, step, 2, 3, 4. Then the next counts, you'll come back in, 2, 3, 4, and your foot will come back in. Your head isn't going to turn to the left or the right, it's going to just stay facing forward. We want to make sure that you're keeping in time, and we do have a trumpet soloist behind you, so the focus should really be on them, and we want to keep our head facing forward. So you'll lunge, 2, 3, 4, back in. Then for the next 8 counts of that 16, you're going to lunge in the opposite direction. So if you lunge left, you'll go to the right. If you lunge right, you'll go to the left. And you will do the same thing. You'll step, 2, 3, 4, back in, 2, 3, 4. Right? So you're doing lunges just in 2 directions, either left or right then left. And then on the last 4 of the 20, you'll bring your instrument from a trail up to playing position. Up, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's go through it one more time, all 20 counts together. So if Nick is in arcs 1 or 3, he's going to lunge to the left first. So we'll do that. 5, 6, 7, 8, and lunge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, up, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then he's ready to play. Then the next 16 counts. So you move 24, hold 4, turn 4, visual for 16, horns up for 4. Now on to another visual for 16 counts. And this will be your last bit of your kind of feature. This is when you come in. So you're going to hold for the first count of the 16. So you'll rest, and then you'll dip down, 2, 3, lock in on 4. And you'll basically rest in that squatted position. And it's very gradual. So you'll rest, down, down, rest, rest, up, up, rest, rest, down, down, rest, rest, up, up. Okay? So you've got those rests in between. It's about 2 rests in between each one, and you're basically going down when you're playing your runs, or you're coming back up when you're playing your runs. All right? Then from there, after you've done your little dips, your little visual, you're going to bring your horn down to a trail for 4 counts. Down, 2, 3, 4. Turn for 4, 2, 3, 4, where your upper body and feet will be angled back in towards the lantern as you began, and then you'll hold those next 8 counts. All right, so talking through the count structure again, you move 24, you ripple, staggered, halt, 24 counts, hold for 4, turn for 4, doing your lunges for 16 counts, then your horns will come up for 4 counts for a total of 20. From there, you'll do a visual again for another 16 counts, and that's where you're doing your dips with your 8th note runs. Then horns will come down for 4, turn for 4, hold 8. Then from there, you get an additional 18 counts to hold. And that will be when the low brass are still playing their feature. So you have another additional 18 counts. From there, once you are still at a trail, you're going to explode into your move 24. So you've held for 18 counts, so really think of it as 16 plus an additional 2 for that the 6-8 bar, or the 2-4 bar. You'll hold for the 18, 16 plus 2, then you'll move for 24, and you're going to explode into that step. So even if you're angled in a little bit, I want you to basically turn your upper body straight back field and start marching. So you'll move for 24 counts into those kind of squiggles and that circular shape for the clarinets. You'll get 24 counts to get there. Once you get there, you're going to turn for 4 counts over your left shoulder. Again, that's your left shoulder. So if you're facing back field, it's turning over your left shoulder. You get 4 counts, and it's a very fast 4 counts. So you went 23, 24, turn, 2, 3, 4, and then you move on to your big visual. Now, I know we talked about it being a move 24, then a turn 4 plus an extra 2. We're actually going to treat the next visual as a visual for 26, so we're actually going to take those extra 2 counts and push them into the next set. So move 24, hold 4, turn 4, visual for 16, horns up for 4, visual for 16, horns down for 4, turn for 4, hold 8, hold 18, move 24, turn with the horns coming up simultaneously for 4 counts, and then we start the big visual. All right, so again, you'll get these count sheets. Try practicing this on your own. A lot of this will make sense when we do it as a group, and once you have this count sheet, you can really walk through it and practice. You'll be good to go. So Woodwinds, there you are. That is your visual for part 4.